When my kids were 2 and 3 years old, I took them swimming for the very first time. Most of the time previous to that, they would go into a splash pad where you would take the little kids and they would have this much water and they would just kind of splash around. And they always had a great time. But this time I was taking them to a pool for the very first time. So at 6 o'clock one morning, at 6 o'clock, I woke them up and I said, Jonathan, Tiffany, wake up. We're going to go swimming this morning. And Jonathan jumped up and he said, yeah! And he got his shark shorts on and he put them on and he went, rah, 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 rah. He made all the shark noises. And Tiffany was so excited that she ran and she put on her favorite pink, yes, pink. I know now she doesn't like pink, but her favorite pink bathing suit. And it had like little tassels on the side, on both shoulders, where you had to tie them because we were learning to tie our shoes. And I had the same outfit as Tiffany. Mommy, go get your bathing suit just like mine. We could be the same. We could be twinsies. So I ran, I put on my bathing suit, and I came back out, and she tied the ties just so perfectly for a 3-year-old. And she liked to leave the little tassels hanging down. That was her favorite part. I don't know why, it just was. So we packed up all our things that we needed, our towel and our bag and our snacks. And I think we had Pampers, all the things that you would need with 2 and 3-year-olds. And we headed to our local YMCA. At 6 o'clock in the morning, there was going to be no one there. I could guarantee it. But as we walked in the door, there was an old man staying in the corner. And he had that look of, you touch me, you look at me, I will hurt you. So we didn't even look at him. But that one time, we went around the corner because he was right next to us. And we sat down next to the swimming pool. And I told the kids, sit down. Rah, 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 rah. Was Jonathan. And Tiffany was itching to go. So I said, okay, Tiffany, you go first. So this is the instructions. Listen to mommy. On the count of 3. And we practiced 1, 2, 3. And I did it with Jonathan and Tiffany. And when I say 3, you're going to jump into my arms. And I'm going to go down into the water. And I'm going to lift you up. And hooray! We already practiced. We know 1, 2, 3. So it was time. Here we go. 1, 2, and before I could say 3, she took her legs and she chopped me in the neck. She jumped on my neck and backwards I went. I almost felt like I was going to drown. And I came up and I grabbed her and I sat her on the pool deck. And all I could think was Bobby saying, Fredrina, only say nice things. You know they're little kids and sometimes they make mistakes. That's what I was thinking in my head. But in my mind, I wanted to take her and I wanted to choke her. But we can't do that as parents. So she came up and she was sitting on the deck. She said, I did such a great job. And I said, yes, you did. Take a sit down, Tiffany. And now it was Jonathan's turn. So I got Jonathan up. I said, come on, Jonathan. Remember where to count 1, 2, 3. Yay! And I said, you ready? I'm not ready. I don't want to do it. That was his response. This is not the way that I thought this would all go. I said, okay, don't worry. I'll have you. All you have to do is jump in my arms. I'll catch you. Tiffany said, I'll help. So she stood behind Jonathan, who didn't want to go. And I counted 1, 2, and before I could say 3, she pushed him into the pool. And this all happened in slow motion. Instead of grabbing on to me, he grabbed my tassels of the bathing suit. And as he went down, so did my bathing suit. I didn't know if I should be embarrassed or not. I have my kid in the pool. I have to grab him, or do I take care of myself, who was showing my body parts to everyone that could have been in there, the old man and the lifeguard. So as I go to grab my child to lift him back up, I hear the old man giggling, laughing so hard in the background. There was nothing I could do. I grabbed my son, I put him to my bosom, and I carried him over towards the deck. By this time, Tiffany's screaming, "Mom, you're naked! Mom, you're naked!" in a high-pitched voice. I'm trying to compose myself. By this time, people were coming over, the lifeguard, the man's laughing, my daughter's screaming. Jonathan is now crying. I said, "Tiffany, get my towel and my shirt." Which she did, while she's still screaming, "Mom, you're naked." The lifeguard is standing there just looking at me as he don't know what to do. And to tell you the truth, I just breathed a sigh of relief. I told the lifeguard everything would be under control. The man that was giggling, laughing in the background, I didn't even worry about him. The purpose of us being at the swim place was to teach the kids to swim, and I was going to do just that. So I blocked everything and everybody out so that we can have this moment of swimming. So for 1 hour after that, we continued swimming, and the kids did better and better. Before the end of the session, the man was gone. I had already forgotten about him. The next day, at 6 o'clock in the morning, I drove back out to that place, and the kids and I started our swimming lesson. And I knew that man was not going to be there. But I was wrong. He was in the same spot. And this time, instead of the aura of, "Ha ha, you touch me, I will hurt you," he was smiling and excited. But I was going to ignore him because the purpose of me being there was to teach the kids how to swim. And that's exactly what we were going to do. So I told the kids to sit on the side, and we did all our swimming stuff, and it was perfect, or as perfect of a swimming lesson that it could be. After the lesson was over, the young man, or the older gentleman, I should say, came up to me and he says, "You know what? I wanted to say something to you yesterday, but I didn't know what to say and I was embarrassed to say it." What could he be embarrassed about? I should have been the one that was embarrassed. But he came up to me and said, 2 months ago, my wife died. And yesterday was the first time that I had come out of the house in forever. And I wanted to be acquainted with the world all over again, because I felt like I just wanted to give up. By this time, my thoughts about myself were gone, because now I'm concerned about this young man, this older gentleman. He said, "It was your moment yesterday that taught me that I should never, ever give up. No matter what happens in life, you cannot give up. So you are my Rocky." I had tears coming down my face because really I wanted to strangle that man, because in my mind, he was laughing at me and my experience. But what happened was the reverse, is that I helped him. So just like he helped me, I am also looking at you and saying the same. Sometimes in life, things are hard. People pass away. Our experiences for the day are bad. Parenting is a nightmare. And we just want to give up. But we can't. Because just like my experience, I kept on going. You have to also do the same. Because we live for one another. Our stories are passed on from one generation to the next, and you never know what one story can do to help another person. So from me to you, this whole story is about never giving up. So promise me that one time, this one time, that you will never